Imagine a world where your entire career, your reputation, and your livelihood are dismantled not by a court of law, but by a series of social media posts. For some, this is the ultimate nightmare of the digital age. For others, it is the only form of accountability left in an industry that protected the powerful for decades. This tension sits at the very heart of the ongoing saga surrounding Andy Signore. To understand why Signore's name is still circulating in 2026, we have to look at a man who didn't just survive his own cancellation, he built a brand out of it. Back in 2017, the digital media world was rocked when the creator of Honest Trailers was abruptly fired. Defy Media cited egregious and intolerable behavior after several women came forward with allegations of sexual harassment and attempted assault. It was a swift, decisive end to his tenure at Screen Junkies. But while many expected him to fade into obscurity, Signore chose a different path. He reinvented himself as a digital warrior for the misunderstood, eventually finding his ultimate champion in Johnny Depp. By framing his own experience through the lens of the Depp versus Heard trial, Signore created a narrative where he wasn't just a fired executive, he was a survivor of his own Amber Heard moment. In the last few days, the conversation around this comparison has reignited. Critics and supporters are once again clashing over whether Signore's self-identification with the Depp case is a legitimate defense or a masterful piece of reputation management. On one side, his Planeteer community views him as a brave voice fighting against a biased media machine. On the other, his detractors argue that comparing a corporate firing based on multiple internal allegations to a globally publicized defamation trial is a reach of massive proportions. The public reaction remains as polarized as ever. If you scroll through any thread discussing Popcorn Planet today, you'll see a digital civil war. There are those who credit Signore with providing the most detailed coverage of the Depp trial, even earning a personal thank you from Depp himself during a backstage meeting. These fans see him as a victim of the same, guilty until proven innocent culture that Depp faced. But there is a counter-narrative gaining significant traction. Viral clips from his old Screen Junkies days and screenshots of the original 2017 allegations are being recirculated as a reality check. The debate isn't just about what Signore did or didn't do. It's about the ethics of using a high-profile legal battle to sanitize one's own controversial past. This situation escalated because it tapped into the most volatile currency of the internet, the culture war. Signore didn't just report on the Depp trial, he became a symbol within it. By positioning himself as a defender of men he claims are falsely accused, he tapped into a massive, underserved demographic of viewers who are disillusioned with mainstream media and cancel culture. This strategy is a fascinating study in influencer survival. When you lose the support of the industry, you go directly to the people. If you can convince enough of them that you are the victim of a systemic injustice, you don't need a corporate job, you have a community. But what does this say about our current influencer culture? It suggests that in 2026, reputation is no longer a fixed asset. It's a malleable story. We've entered an era where being cancelled can actually be a career catalyst if you know how to pivot. By aligning himself with a Hollywood A-lister who achieved a legal victory, Signore effectively borrowed Depp's vindication to patch over his own holes. It's a bold move, but it carries a heavy cost. His reputation is now permanently tethered to this controversy. He can never go back to being the Honest Trailers guy he is now, and perhaps forever, the Justice for Andy guy. The confirmed details of his firing are documented, but the online theories about the true motivations behind it continue to swirl. Supporters suggest he was a scapegoat for a failing company, while critics maintain the evidence of his misconduct was overwhelming. By refusing to stay quiet and instead leaning into the drama, Signore has forced the public to constantly reevaluate his story. He has effectively turned his life into a long-form commentary video, where he is both the narrator and the protagonist. This isn't just about one man's career anymore. It raises a bigger industry question. Can the internet ever truly distinguish between a victim of a false narrative and someone using that narrative as a shield? As Signore continues to produce content and build his platform, he remains a living experiment in the limits of digital redemption. Whether he is a pioneer of a new kind of accountability or a cautionary tale of professional rebranding is something the internet has yet to decide. The tension remains unresolved, and as more people weigh in on his, my own Amber Heard claim, The fallout of this digital era continues to reshape how we view justice, truth, and the power of the microphone.